in the desert, we started out as slaves. Made it to the motherland and then came the Crusades. It's been so many years crying, so many tears. Don't you know, don't you really know? We are pushed to the ground, through our faith we are found standing strong. The Spanish Inquisition wanted us to bow, but our backs ain't gonna bend, never then and never now. It's been so many years crying, so many tears. Don't you know, don't you really know? We are pushed to the ground, through our faith we are found standing strong. We are a miracle. We are a miracle. We were chosen with love and embraced from above. We are a miracle. Extermination was the plan when the devil was a man. But the few who carried on live the millions who are gone. It's been so many years crying, so many tears. Don't you know, don't you really know? We are pushed to the ground, through our faith we are found standing strong. We are a miracle. We are a miracle. We were chosen with love and embraced from above. We are a miracle. Every day we fight a battle. On the news we are the stars. As history repeats itself and makes us who we are. Hate is all around us, but we'll be here to sing this song. We are a miracle. Embraced from above. We are a miracle. We are a miracle. Oh, we are a miracle. Through it all we remain. Who can explain? We miracle. Through it all we remain. Who can explain? We are a miracle.
Hey kids, welcome back to the next episode of the InKredible Kids podcast. My name is Moritz Siri, and I will be your host through this incredible journey. We are going to meet many incredible kids. They are going to share with us their stories. Some of them super cool and different like you've never heard before, and some you may say are just ordinary, but all of them incredible. If you have great ideas, email me today at ikidspodcast@gmail.com. And now it's time for
InKredible Kids!
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to a new week, post-Shabbos, a new week of the Tehillim Army and of InKredible Kids. While we were singing, We Are a Miracle, I couldn't help but think that you are a miracle. Who's we that I'm talking about? When I sing this song and I see so many beautiful faces all singing along, I saw so many of you singing those words, and of course, it brought tears to my eyes, but it makes me so proud to be able to be part of an army of children, of people who are literally stopping everything they do every single night for the sake of our brothers and sisters in Eretz Yisrael, and really, really, really davening and really changing your life and changing the world one incredible kid at a time, every single one of you. And we're saying we are a miracle. I mean, when Yaakov Shweki sang that song the first time, this is a bunch of years ago, there was something else happening, to the Jewish people. And until Mashiach comes, there's just always going to be something else, right? And hopefully this is the last thing that the Goyim want to do to us. But you guys are the miracle. I'll include myself. I hope I could be part of it, that we all together are the miracle of the Jewish people. We keep pushing forward, and every single one of you is so, so special. And I thank you for giving me the opportunity to get to be with you on the Tehillim Army. So my name is Moritz Siri, and here I am live from my Baltimore InKredible Kids studio with some really, really good news. Baruch Hashem, after like 6 or 7 weeks, and since I started InKredible Kids podcast last February, by the way, it's been 1 year. I just celebrated our 1-year anniversary of InKredible Kids podcast. And Baruch Hashem, like hundreds of thousands of downloads later, and so many Baruch Hashem children who are just making changes and feeling good about themselves and feeling like a proud Jewish boy and girl. I was like so busy in the last few weeks. I didn't have time to put out a new episode, but today totally just put my head after Shabbos last night into really, really editing this episode and making it ready for all of you. So if you didn't yet hear it, there is a brand new InKredible Kids episode I just released today, and you should check it out at InKredibleKids.org. And those of you who have been with here long enough knows that, like you see behind me, InKredible Kids is always spelled with a K. So InKredibleKids.org, and wherever you listen to your podcast, even on Naki Radio, even on 24/6, so go check it out. It's really, really unbelievable. Also, I'm a little biased. Finally got to interview my delicious daughter, Ahuva, as well as a boy named Ari, and you are really going to enjoy it. So I want to say thank you to this week's sponsors, and give you a little bit of an overview of this week, Emertz Hashem. So as you know, if you were here with us on Thursday, I made an announcement that was not easy for me to make. I said that going forward, at least for the time being, I don't know forever, no one knows what's going to be forever, but for this week, for sure, and probably the next few weeks, we're going to call Tehillim Army Zoom sessions that we do over here on the Zoom and on the live stream at tehillimarmy.org, Sundays and Thursdays. That means that for Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, it's up to me and you to do it on our own. What does that mean? That you could follow the schedule and say Tehillim at 6:00 p.m. together with thousands of kids at the same time, Eastern Standard Time, right? So at the time when you'd normally go on the Zoom, you sit down, you could do it with your family, you could do it with your brothers and sisters, or you could do it by yourself. And you can call a friend on the phone, whatever, you be creative, and you can stop what you're doing and say Tehillim for Am Yisrael. And I think it's important that we realize something. A lot of amazing, incredible mommies and daddies, and some of you even sent me emails after Thursday saying, Moritz Siri, don't stop. You can't stop the Tehillim Army. I said, we're not stopping. This is called phase 2. Okay. So until now it was phase 1, where it was like, we needed to say Tehillim every single night together. But now that we did our basic training of Tehillim Army, we are very, very, very capable of saying this Tehillim on our own, in our kitchen, in our dining room, wherever we are at 6 p.m. We can stop and say it together for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And we'll do our reporting to base on Sundays and Thursdays. And this is something that I want you to know. I didn't make up this decision in 2 minutes. I spoke to my Rav. I spoke to more than one Rav about it. I spoke to principals of schools. I spoke to different people who we came up with this decision together. So it wasn't just about the fact that I'm a busy mommy, because that's also true. It's also for all of us. It's important that we move on to phase 2. So I hope everyone understands that. Am I boring you with information, or do you get what I'm saying? Because I had so many people reach out and say, don't stop. And I don't want you to think we're stopping, because we're chas v'shalom not stopping the Tehillim Army. Okay, I just want to say, a few big, huge thank yous. One of them is to the anonymous sponsor who sponsored this entire week of the Tehillim Army. So tonight we have a special sponsorship by the Friedland family for Eliezer ben Moshe Yehuda's yahrzeit, which was last week. His neshama should have an aliyah. Also, tonight is dedicated in honor of, get this, Gabriela Senderovitz and Yanni Gross. Yanni, I'm not sure if I said your name right, but you know who you are, who are devoted members of the Tehillim Army. Gabriella and Yanni are real incredible kids. They say Tehillim so beautifully. Thank you, Moritziri, for teaching them how to say Tehillim. May the Tehillim of these incredible kids continue to be a schos for Klal Yisrael, dedicated by their favorite aunt, who's also a Tehillim Army fan. And okay, next one, dedicated in honor of, this is the next dedication in honor of the most amazing, incredible Uri Buchler's 6th birthday. Special shout out to his big brother Yaakov Buchler. Tehillim should be a schos for Shlema for Avram Yaakov Ben Yael. Happy birthday, Uri. Or Uri. I don't know how to say your name, but one day we'll meet and you'll tell me. And also tonight is sponsored in honor of the incredible Slepboy kids, the entire army of the incredible kids, and as a host for Klal Yisrael. Thank you, Slepboy family. Shout out to you all. And in honor of the Kurtz girls and their devotion to Tehillim. And thank you to the incredible Mortziri for inspiring them. Shout out to the incredible Kurtz family. And those shout outs are important because these are sponsors, people who said, here's a little, extra something to keep the Tehillim Army going, to cover whatever expenses we have. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And I have a story to tell you. I'm going to first introduce our incredible guest tonight, Rabbi Paysach Krohn, who we're so excited to welcome onto the Tehillim Army. But before I introduce him, I want you to know that I have a story to tell you after he's the real storyteller. Rabbi Paysach Krohn is like the most famous Maggid storyteller in the Jewish world. Not probably, like for sure. And we're so lucky to have him on the program. So everybody listen well, because Rabbi Paysach Krohn has a really, really amazing, beautiful Torah and stories to share with us. And then I have a story to tell you afterwards as well. So if I forget, could you remind me? I don't know how you'll remind me. Maybe you'll do like this or something, like those secret codes that we do sometimes. So I don't want to forget, but I also don't want to stall too much longer. So Rabbi Paysach Krohn, I'm going to spotlight you. And then, of course, we're going to say our Tehillim afterwards. So keep your Tehillims right nearby. Okay, Rabbi Paysach Krohn, you could unmute yourself.
Okay.
There you go. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. And it is such a schus, Moritziri, for me to be able to have been invited by you. As you can see, some of my great-grandchildren are here. On my left here is, actually, it's on my right, is Avram Zelik Heber from Waterbury, and then you have Sarah Heber, and then Adina Heber, and Russi coming close so you could be able to be seen. There she is.
Hi, everybody.
And they are so proud, and they're part of the Tehillim Army. I would like to also mention I have other grandchildren, Hindi and Shana in Waterbury. I give a shout out to them. I have nephews in Philadelphia called the Abrahams. And I have a very close friend, Dov Hertz, who has many grandchildren, Kanai Nahara, who listen, the Adlers from Passaic, the Bloomsteins and Markowitzes from Waterbury. And then my neighbors, the Krasna girls, right here in Kew Gardens, are also part of this Tehillim Army. And Moritziri, I just cannot believe you told me that you have over 1,000 Kinderlach, Kanai Nahara saying Tehillim. What a schus that is for the soldiers, and what a schus that is for Klal Yisrael. And
you
so
should know, Rabbi Krohn, we also have sorry to interrupt, we also have a live stream. So you see 1,000 families here, which is more than 1,000 kids, because each box has Kanai Nahara, multiple faces, many of them. And then on the live stream, we have many more. So we have a Kanai Nahara, a huge crew over here of dedicated soldiers.
Okay, I'm so honored to be part of this. And because my great-grandson, Avram Heber, his name is Avram Zelik, there he is, he just came in, and he's named after my father, Alav Shalom. And I want to tell you a great story about my father, Avram Zelik, and the Maggid, the real Maggid of Yerushalayim, Rav Shalom Shvadron. And I want to share with you this beautiful story. You see, many years ago, there was something called a Maggid, and the first one was the Duvna Maggid. Now, a Maggid is a storyteller, but it's not just that he tells a story like a babysitter would tell a story, but every story that a Maggid would tell would always have a great lesson. That's what made the Maggid so choshev and important. He would go from city to city, and he would go over to the Rav, and he would say, Rebbe, tell me, what does the community have to hear? And then the Rav would say, you know something, I think they have to hear a little bit more about Shabbos. And that's the Maggid that you see there, Rav Shalom Shvadron. He was a Maggid in Yerushalayim, and I was very close to him, as you will hear in a moment how that happened. And what happened was that the Maggid would go to the Rav, and the Rav would say, a different Rav in a different city, you know, people have to be a little bit more careful about kashrus. and another city, they would say a little bit more careful about davening. And the Maggid would always tell stories about that. Now, in the 1950s and 1960s and 1970s, there was a great Maggid. You just saw his picture, Rab Shalom Shvadron in Yerushalayim. And in the same speech, he could make you laugh and he could make you cry. And he was a fabulous storyteller. And he always brought it with Divrei Torah to bring out a Heilige lesson so that we would all be better Yidden. Now, I had a cousin, his name was Chaim David Ackerman, and he learned in Yerushalayim, and many times he would go to the drushes of Rabbi Shalom Shvadron, and he would record them. Now, I don't know if the children know what a cassette tape recorder is, but all of us older than 30 certainly remember those. And that would be a little machine where you could record what somebody said, and then you could take out the little cassette from that recorder and send it to somebody. And Chaim David used to send these cassettes of the great stories of the Maggid of Yerushalayim, Rab Shalom Shvadron, and he sent them to my father, Avram Zelik. And my father would listen to them, and he loved them so much because the stories were fascinating. And I remember my father, Alav Shalom, once said, if Rabbi Shalom Shvadron ever comes to America, he's going to stay in our home. And I said to my father, Pa, you don't even know Rab Shalom. How are you going to get him to our house? He said, don't worry. If I ever find out that he's coming, because a Maggid travels many places, he might come to America. And wouldn't you believe, in 1964, Rab Shalom Shvadron came to America. My father found out about it. And my father said, you know, I'm going to go to the airport and meet him and ask him he should come to our house. And everybody said, what do you mean? He probably has an apartment waiting for him. But you know, Hashem helps those who want to be helped. And Hashem made it. There was such terrible rain in Eretz Yisrael. The plane couldn't come for 2 days. There was too hard rain, too many thunderstorms. And finally, by the time Rab Shalom came, the apartment was taken. And we went, I went, my father went, my grandfather, my 2 brothers, we all went to the airport to meet Rab Shalom Shvadron. And then we invited him to the house, and I'll never forget, on the Vanuch Expressway, which is from Kennedy Airport to our home, my father said to Rab Shalom, look, any chumrah that you have, anything you want to do, you could do in our home. Our home is your home. And my father took his own bed and he put it up on the 3rd floor. So Rab Shalom would have his own room with his telephone and a table. And you know, Rab Shalom was in the house for 2 or 3 days, and he saw my father had so many svarim, and that they became mamish like brothers, so close. And my father put a tape recorder on the table, and he would record everything that Rab Shalom said. And then one night, Rab Shalom said, Rabbi Avram Zelik, I want to tell you, I love staying here, but you know, I might be here for a few months in America, so I want to pay you for staying here. And my father said, Chas v'shalom, I'm going to take money. There's the mitzvah of achnosas orchim. Avram Avinu was special in achnosas orchim. And so therefore, I'm not going to let you pay me. So Rav Shalom said, listen, if you don't let me pay, then I'm going to leave. I'm going to go someplace else. So my father said, oh, no, please. I want you to stay here. So Rav Shalom says, okay, I'm going to be here for a few weeks and maybe even 2 or 3 months. Who knows? But you got to give me a price. My father said, okay, let me think about it. And then 2 nights later, my father said to Rav Shalom, okay, this is what I'm going to charge you. And Rav Shalom told me later, he could not believe my father gave him such a high price. And Rav Shalom said to me, when your father gave me that price, I was surprised. I thought he was my friend. And he was charging me so much money. But I didn't want to embarrass him. So I said, okay, I'll pay it. And every week I gave him an envelope with the money. And I always wondered, why was he charging me so much? And you know, Rav Shalom Shvadron became such a part of the family. He traveled all over America and he spoke at many places, but he always came back to our house. He was even in our house for the Seder of Pesach, the Leil Seder. He kept only one Seder, but he sat by the table by both of the Sedorim. And then right before Shavuos, he went back to Eretz Yisrael, and he went back by boat. And we all went to the boat. And then right before he went on the boat, my father turned to Rav Shalom and said, here, I want to give you something. He said, what is this? And my father said, this is all the money that you gave me. I never even put the money in my pocket. I took the money and I put it in an envelope, and these are the exact bills that you gave me. And Absalom said to my father, I can't believe it. What do you mean? You never spent any of the money I gave you? So why did you charge me such a high price? He said, you know what I thought about you when you told me that high price? And my father said something that sometimes, when I say it over, it makes me cry. My father said, Rab Shalom, I wanted you to feel free. I wanted you to be able to go to the refrigerator whenever you want and take out any food. I wanted you to be able to use anything in the house, any food, any svarim, anything. And my wife would do the laundry, anything, because you were paying a high price, so you would feel that you deserve it. You know, you come into somebody's house, you're not going to walk over to the kitchen and take out something from the refrigerator. You feel a little guilty. You're only a guest. But if you pay a high price, then you feel you could do anything. And that's why I charge you the high price. So you should feel that you could take anything. What a great story of Achnosas Orchem. And you know something? When Absalom went by boat to Eretz Yisrael, you wouldn't believe this, that my father flew by plane with my mother, and they met him when he came off the boat. They met him with the Rebbetzin Leah Shvadron. And that's the story that I wanted to tell you. And since then, I became so close with Rab Shalom, especially after my father passed away. And then many, many years later, I wrote this book that I want to show you. And you see, that's Rab Shalom's picture. It's called The Maggid Speaks. Baruch Hashem, I've written many, many books, but this first book of stories are all the stories. Every one of them is from Rab Shalom Shvadron. That's why his picture on it, and that's why it says The Maggid Speaks. Now, I know that all of you are going to be saying Tehillim, and that is so beautiful. And I want to say to all the Kinderlach, I want you to think about this for a moment. There are many hundreds and hundreds, maybe even thousands of children your age that have fathers that are in the army. You know how dangerous it is to be in the army and to fight against Hamas and all the Arabs? It's terrible. It must be so frightening for those children your age. Imagine, think about it for a second. Your age kids have your age children in Eretz Yisrael have fathers that are on the war front. So, of course, when we say Tehillim for them, how special is that? In a sense, we're saying not only for the soldiers, but we're saying that the soldiers should be safe. They should be able to come back to their families. And that's a beautiful thing. You're davening for children your age. Think about that. I know you're always thinking about the soldiers, but think about the children that are worried that their tatis should be able to come home safely without being wounded and just be able to stay home with them. So I want to tell you one more story, and it has to do with a beautiful pshat in a pasuk that all of you are going to say. You see, Moed Siri told me you're going to say Kapitel Kuf Chaf Aleph 121, and in there in pasuk Dalet it says this pasuk. And I'm going to tell you what the meaning is, and then I'm going to tell you how the Sfas Emes, the second Ger Rebbe, understood the story, understood the pasuk, and then I'll tell you a great story. The pasuk is Hinei lo yonum v'lo yishon Shema Yisrael. The Shema Yisrael, the one who protects Klal Yisrael, which is Hashem, he never sleeps, he never slumbers. Lo yonum v'lo yishon Shema. Hashem is always watching us. That's the simple meaning in the pasuk that all of you are going to say, Kuf Chaf Aleph pasuk Dalet. And the Sfas Emes said, you know how you understand this pasuk also? It talks about every person. Shema Yisrael, when you are protecting Yiddishkeit, Yisrael means Yidden. You are protecting the mitzvahs of Yiddishkeit. Lo yonum v'lo yishon. Don't fall asleep. Always be aware of the mitzvahs. Always be aware of how a Yid is supposed to act. And then you'll really be that one that watches Yisrael, the Yiddishkeit, and the mitzvahs and the Torah of Klal Yisrael. So I want to tell you a great story about a nephew of mine. This nephew, as a matter of fact, he's about to get married. Just yesterday in Baltimore, we had the oifra for a boy. His name is Shmuel Kramer. Now, all of you in Baltimore, probably many of you certainly know about his camp. He has a camp for boys. It's called Camp Spitz. And it's a wonderful camp. It has over 100 children now in the summer. And Shmuel is very careful to make sure that there's Torah in the camp and that there's Gashmias, that the kids really enjoy themselves. And he's very organized. So there's a place outside Baltimore that's called Sky Zone. And Sky Zone is a place where they have trampolines and foam slides and foam trampolines that you could jump up and down and slide, and the kids could have a great time. So Shmuel's very organized. So what he did was he knew that he's going to have 106 kids in the camp. He went to Sky Zone before the camp started, 3 weeks before the camp started. And he said, look, we're going to come on a certain Tuesday. I want to pay in advance so we don't have to waste time. As soon as we get in, we'll be able to go on the trampolines and the slides and all the kids will have a great time. So the people there said, okay, fine, good. You're going to have 106 kids. We're going to count every kid, as they go in by the turnstiles. Now, what happened was between the time that Shmuel paid for these 106 kids, a few other boys, 3 or 4 boys registered, or 5 boys. And then there was another camp that was supposed to open. It didn't open. So another 1 or 2 boys came. And then the day that they went Tuesday, of course, all the boys had already been paid for. But Shmuel forgot that there were other boys that he didn't pay for because they registered after he paid. And now, after all the kids were in the camp and they went to Sky Zone, the owners of Sky Zone, they said to the lady in charge there, Sam, that's what they called him in English, Shmuel, they said, Sam paid us for 106 kids, but really there were 112 that came. So you know what the lady said? You don't have to call him. Sam is a Jewish boy. Sam has a Jewish camp. He is so honest. You'll see. He's going to call and he's going to figure it out and he's going to pay. They knew because he's a Jewish boy, a Jewish young man, that he's going to be Erlach. And you know something? The next morning, Shmuel realized, oh my goodness, there are 6 boys that I didn't pay for. And he called the lady and he said, I'm so sorry. I paid a few weeks in advance. And I forgot that there were going to be a few more boys that registered. I want to come and pay you. And you know what the lady said? Sam, I'm so proud of you. I told all my workers, I told them Sam is going to call because Sam is honest. Sam is a Jewish young man. And this is a Jewish camp. And I know that he's going to call. And you know what she said? Sam, you don't have to pay. I won. They thought that I was kidding. But you showed them what a Jewish camp is all about. That's Shemer Yisrael. That's Shemer Lo Yonu V'Lo Yishan. Shmuel Kramer didn't sleep. He didn't slumber on forgetting about the honesty. And that's what we have to do. We have to all be Shemer Yisrael. We have to watch Yiddishkeit and be careful with all the mitzvahs, in kashrus, in davening, in Shabbos, in learning, all these beautiful things that we have the opportunity to do. And so I just want to wish all of you bracha and mazel. And I just hope that when we say the Tehillim together, it should be a schus not only for the soldiers, but for all the kinderlach your age that have fathers in the army. They should be able to see their fathers again come back happy and healthy. And Moritziri, I just want to remind you, you said maybe you'll forget. Don't forget, you owe them a story. So you're going to tell them the story. And everybody, when you say Kuf Chaf Aleph, just remember in Pasuk Daled, Lo Yonu V'Lo Yishan Shema Yisrael. Moritziri, I just want to tell you, my grandson, Moshe Dov Heber from Baltimore, was the first one to tell me about you. And when he said that you had thousands of kids, I thought he was joking. I didn't think it's possible. But I see that it's true. Even on my computer here, I see there's over 1,000 kids watching. And like you say, live streaming tomorrow in Switzerland and Chile and Mexico, wherever. Hashem should bench you. You should have schusim. You should be able to be with your children and see nachas from them and fulfill their potential. And the Eibusher should take that great enthusiasm that you have and bench you, that you should always be happy and healthy and keep on with this. You're the general of the Tehillim army. I never met a woman general, but there you are. I salute you. Hashem should bench you. Thank you for having me.
I'm speechless. I wasn't expecting this.
Okay. And don't forget to tell them the story. Thank you for having me.
I will say the story. Thank you for reminding me. You're going to want to hear this one. It's a good story.
Okay, I'm listening.
Okay, but I just want to say, Rabbi Krohn, first of all, I love, love, love everything you said, but there's one thing that Rabbi Krohn said that's going to really, really stick with me. I think in all the days that we've been doing this, we do, from time to time we talk about it, but we don't really daven so much for the children of the soldiers. And that's such a beautiful thing. Like we've had even, everyone here on the Tehillim Army, they all know Noam. Noam is a boy who's come on the Tehillim Army before. His father's in the war, and we've had people, but to really daven for them, because there's so many of them, and it's so important, especially since we're kids. I mean, I'm a kid also. I group myself with the kids, but we're kids, and
one day you're gonna grow up.
Yeah, no, I'm okay. I think everyone needs to stay young. But yes, let's daven for the kids, especially tonight. Like Rabbi Krohn said, let's have an extra kavana for the children of these heroes who are really, really like living day in, day out. And when we're playing baseball and when we're going to dance class and when we're going to school and when we're going here and there, we're making plans for vacation, this is their reality. So we have to keep that in mind. Very, very important. Also, Camp Spitz, I want you to know, I live in Baltimore. So I don't have my boy, my son is 2 years old, but I know that the big boys go to Camp Spitz, and I think we're having a little competition over here because Camp Spitz has very cool bumper magnets on the back of people's cars. So that's what I know about Camp Spitz, and InKredible Kids also has very cool bumper magnets. So at this point, we're like neck and neck with each other. I see cars. I see some with more Camp Spitz, more InKredible Kids, but I think that
and there's another
a car with both of them together is a beautiful car.
Okay, I'm ready to hear your story.
Okay, I'm going to say my story, but first I want to thank you, Rabbi Krohn, for taking the time with us.
If you ever need me again, please feel free to call me.
Okay, everyone. I see our kids already giving a round of applause. The InKredible Cats kids and the Bayer kids and the Reuben kids and the Maistel kids. Thank you, Rabbi Krohn. I'm going to say my story now. Okay, so I get a lot of feedback from people. Feedback is like, oh, Lord Siri, my daughter said so much Tehillim on Shabbos. And, I got together with my friends at recess and I said Tehillim. So somebody sent me a picture of adorable, adorable baby saying Tehillim, sitting on the couch, a baby saying Tehillim. And we always say, like, Tinokos shel beis rabam. Thumbs up if you've heard of Tinokos shel beis rabam. A lot of our guests have said, you're mamish the Tinokos shel beis rabam, right? So a Tinok is a baby, right? So Tinokos shel beis rabam are the children. We're not really babies, but that's just the way that the Torah refers to the children. Okay, maybe a rabbi could explain that more. I'm just saying that. So when I see a picture of a baby saying Tehillim, it warms my heart, because I feel like even if they for sure don't understand what they're saying, and they might just be saying gaga guga, Hashem looks at that Tehillim and it makes a difference. And do you want to see this picture that I'm talking about? Who wants to see this picture? Okay, I'm going to share my screen and show you the picture. This is the picture. Can you see this baby? Can you see this baby? Yeah. So this baby, is the baby cute? Does the baby look familiar to you a little bit? Not really, maybe. So I looked at this picture and I'm like, oh, look at this baby. Her parents dressed her up like a little Rebbitzin and she's saying Tehillim. The lady who sent me that picture is my mother. That baby is me. That baby was me. I was probably like 6 months old. I don't know how old I was, a year. I'm not good at figuring out babies. When my parents dressed me up in a really nebby outfit, because I don't know what I was wearing. I feel like you need to see it again. It's like so embarrassing that I want to show it to you again. When my parents dressed me up in this Nebuch outfit, and I don't know what on my head, I kind of look like Shlomo, no? Doesn't it kind of look like Shlomo? I really like, I first looked at it and I burst out laughing, like, oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing. But my mother told me that when she found the picture this week, when she was going through albums, my mother said that she started to cry. So I'm like, why are you crying? And she's like, because you were already saying Tehillim like when you were a baby and you didn't even realize it. So even though everybody was probably laughing when they took the picture, like when you dress up your baby and you take funny pictures and you're like, oh, look, I'm going to put the baby in the laundry basket. It's so hilarious, right? So that's probably what they were doing. But in reality, every single thing that we do, when we teach our babies, when we teach our kids, when we teach our little brothers and sisters, when we, if you're a Mora and you're teaching children, it really makes a difference. I don't know. You think that's just by mistake that one day, like that picture was taken like over 30 years ago, and now I have the most incredible Tehillim army of children, and I don't know why. I'm not even, and the reason why I'm saying this story is not to say like, look how amazing, whatever, not like that. I just think that our tefillos, what we do for our little kids, even the babies, everyone get involved. And I'm looking through the screens here now, and I see the most beautiful families with people of all ages. I want to see those kids. I want to see the 2-year-olds. I want to see the 5-year-olds. I want to see the 17-year-olds. And I want to see the grandparents, and I want to see everyone in between, because every single one of our tefillos matter. It doesn't matter if you only know how to say Aleph Beis, and it doesn't matter if you're literally opening up the Tehillim and saying Ga Ga Guga, because all of it means something. And if it doesn't mean something now, it will one day, Mirz Hashem. Okay, that was my story. Now, I'm going to look through the screens, and everybody, for this part of the program, I want everybody to hold up your Sefer Tehillim. And let's see who we could spotlight with our Tehillims, and welcome to the Incredible Kids Tehillim Army. Let's say hello to the incredible Jaffe kids. Oh my goodness, look at that baby. So here's one of our Tinoko Shel Beis Rabban of the Tehillim Army. So beautiful and delicious. Look at that. Remember that freeze frame, screenshot, right? Screenshot of a delicious baby that's part of the Tehillim Army with, of course, his beautiful brother and sister. Thank you for being part of the Tehillim Army as usual. Let's look at, I saw this family over here. Let's see. I don't even know what they look like now. So hopefully, here they are. I just love it. I see this family. I don't know what your name is. It says kids, but you're a bunch of kids, and you have a beautiful sign in the background. Someone's birthday, it looks like. Maybe that was old. I don't know, but happy birthday. And you're all so beautiful. And I love seeing whole families together doing this. It's so beautiful. Thank you for being part of the Tehillim Army. Okay, sometimes I write things down, by the way. That's what I'm doing now. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I write down, like when Rabbi Krohn was speaking, I noticed certain families, and I said, I got to spotlight them. Like, hello and welcome to you and your puppet. It's so good to have you as part of the Tehillim Army. Thank you so much for being here, Seagull kids. Okay, so we're going to start off with Chaf Aleph now, and we're going to get our first Tehillim reader of the night. His name is Ezra. Ezra, okay, could someone unmute you? There we go. You have a secret service working for you. You didn't even have to get up from the couch for that. Hi, Ezra. Say hi. Let me see if we hear you.
Hi.
Perfect. Hi. Could all of you introduce yourselves to everybody? Start with the oldest.
Okay, I'm Adele. I'm Eddie.
Hi, Adele.
But yeah, Ezra Eddie. We want to call him anything.
Okay. We'll call you Ezra Eddie. Okay.
Celia.
Hi, Celia.
Yeah.
And what's your name?
Sophia.
Sophia. And your baby, what's your baby's name?
Harry.
Okay, well, thank you so much for leading the Tehillim for us today. I'm going to open up to Chaf Aleph at the same time as you. And then Ezra Eddie, what do you want me to call you? What do your friends call you?
I don't care. They call me Mishan.
Oh, okay. You're already up to that stage? Or we just go by last names? All right, Mishan, let's go. Chaf Aleph. Okay, you're going to say Paysach Aleph loud and clear. And if you're new here, this is how it goes. He's going to say Paysach Aleph, and everybody at home is going to repeat it in a loud and clear voice. You're on.
Shir Lama'alot Asa'ina Yeleharim Me'ayin Yavo Ezri.
Shir Lama'alos Asa Inai El Harim Me'ayin Yavo Ezri.
Ezri Me'im Adonai Oseh Shamayim Va'aretz.
Ezri Me'im Adonai Oseh Shamayim Va'aretz.
Al Yitem Lamot Raglecha Al Yanum Shomerecha.
Al Yitin Lamot Raglecha Al Yanom Shomracha.
Hine Lo Yanum Velo Yishan Shomer Yisrael.
Hine Lo Yanom Velo Yishan Shomer Yisrael.
Imar Shomerecha Adonai Tzelecha Al Yad Yaminecha.
Adonai Shomracha Adonai Tzelecha Al Yad Yaminacha.
Hashem Lo Yakeka Ve'yareach Balaylas.
Yomam hashemesh lo yakeka veyareach balayla.
Adonai ישמרך מכל רע, ישמור את נפשך.
Adonai yeshmarcha mikol ra yeshmor es nafshacha.
אדוני ישמור צאתך ובואך מעתה ועד עולם.
Adonai yeshmar tzischa uvoacha me'ata ve'ad olam. Beautiful. Do you want to say anything to all the kids out there?
Yeah,
What do you want to say?
my whole school.
Shout out to your whole school. Wow. Okay. What about all of you? Do you have anything to say? You're all sitting there so nicely.
I have a shout out to my wonderful grandparents, Celia, Grandpa Lawrence, and Grandmother.
Beautiful. What about you girls? Celia and Sophia, you just want to wave? Say bye. Okay, thank you so much. You did a beautiful job leading Chaf Aleph. Thank you so much for always joining us here at the Tehillim Army. Bye, kids.
Bye.
Bye, Mishan. Okay, and now we're all going to turn to Kuf Lamed. Everybody can turn to Perek Kuf Lamed as I'm about to get our next boy. But first, I want to show you that I got a beautiful gift in the mail. Look how adorable this is. It's a what do you call it? Not a mug, like a hot cup that keeps your stuff hot. It says, my day is powered by Tehillim, but not coffee, Tehillim. My day is powered by Tehillim. And then the other side, it says touch of Torah. It's not full. That's why I'm going like that. I have to title it first. Touch of Torah. And they sent it to me. Somebody's like, we got your number. We want to send this to you because somebody said that you deserve it because you say a lot of Tehillim or something. I think you all deserve this. So it's really, really nice. But apparently they have like a whole shop and you could buy these things on their thing. It's called Touch of Torah. But thank you. Thank you to whoever sent this to me. I can't wait to title it and use it. Okay. So Kuf Lamed. I'm going to find our Tehillim reader of the day is Sruli. Sruli is right here, I think. Sruli, I can't see you. Could you unmute yourself? Oh, there you are. Hi.
No, you just
I
did.
think you're good.
No.
What?
You're good. You're good. We hear you. Yeah. Hi. Which one of you is Sruli?
Me.
Hi. And what's your name?
Aryeh.
Hi, Aryeh. Where do you guys live?
In Manchester.
In Manchester. Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for being part of the Tehillim Army. Have you been part of the Tehillim Army for a while or you're new?
Yeah, we were part for a while.
Wow. Okay. So by now, like, what status are you? Are you like corporal, lieutenant, general? What are you? Just kidding. You can make it up. You can say whatever you want because I won't know the difference. I don't know what's higher than what. Trust me, I have no clue. Okay, so Sruli, and there's another boy popping his head out. Is that another brother?
Yeah, he's a baby.
You don't look like a baby. You look like a big boy. What's your name?
He's actually 3 years old.
What's your name?
Shopsy.
Shopsy, nice to meet you. Okay, so Shopsy, your big brother is about to lead Kuf Lamed for so many children. So as soon as you're ready, you can say Paysach Aleph and everybody will repeat after you. Ready, Sruli? Okay, you're on.
Shir hamalos mimamakim karasicha Adonai.
Shir hamalos mimamakim karasicha Adonai.
Adonai shema v'kailiti ananecha kashuvais l'kol tachanunai.
Adonai shem'a v'koli tiyana aznacha kashuvos lekol tachanunai.
Adonai tishmarya Adonai miyamai.
Im abunos tishmar ya Adonai mi ya'amod.
Ki mecha shalicha l'ma'an tivarei.
Ki imecha haslicha lema'an tivarei.
Ki visi Adonai ki v'zanavshi v'ledvarei echalti.
Kivisi Adonai kevesa nafshi v'lidvaro hochalti.
Nafshi Adonai li shaymurim labaker, shaymurim labaker.
Nafshi ladonai mishomerim labokar shomerim labokar.
Yachal Yisrael Adonai Kim Adonai Chazak V'Yarvei Mai Fados.
Yachal Yisrael el Adonai ki im Adonai hachasad veharbe imo fedos.
Who Yiftas Yisrael Mikal Avanisav.
Behu Yeftah es Yisrael mikol avonosav. Beautiful. That was so beautiful, Sruli. It sounds like you practiced that. I don't know if you did or not, but you did such a beautiful job reading that for everybody. I'm going to say the Misha Beirach, so hang on and you could say Amen when I'm finished. We're going to think about the Chayalim, but like Rabbi Paysach Krohn said, we're also going to think about their children. We're going to think about the people the hostages, but also their children and their families. There are so many more people affected than the people that we think of right away sometimes. Misha Berach Abosinu Abraham Yitzchak V'Yaakov Hu Yivarech Es HaChayalim Ha'omdem Al Mishmar Artzinu Va'arei Elohinu Yitin Adonai Es Ayavinu Hakamim Alinu Negafim Lefneihem HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yadbar Zoninu Tachteihem V'Yatrim B'Kasar Yeshua Uva'ataras Nitzachon V'Kuyam Bahem HaKasav Ki Adonai Elohichem HaHolich Imachem Lehilachim Machem Im Ayvichem Hoshia Eschem V'Nomar Amen.
Amen.
Okay, so Sruli, you go first. Do you have anything to say to all the kids out there?
Yeah. A shout out to the whole Meister family and the Chopin family and my whole school.
Beautiful. Okay, what about you?
A shout out to everyone that the whole war, everyone who's sick they should become better.
Wow, Amen. That's like a real bracha over there.
And-
Beautiful.
and my Rav is Rabbi Krohn's son.
Your Rav is Rabbi Krohn's son
Yeah.
in Manchester?
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. That's like such hashgacha that it worked out on the same night. That's so crazy. Oh my goodness. Wow. Does he say good stories, your Rav?
Yeah.
Oh, he better. Otherwise, it would be really awkward if he didn't. Do you have anything else to say? It looks like you're being reminded. Yeah.
A shout out to Akiva Burger.
Okay. Well, Meister boys, thank you so much for being here and being part of the Tehillim army. Bye. You did such a good job. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next part of the program, our really incredible raffles. So our whole program is very, very graciously sponsored by Naki Radio. And Naki Radio, if you don't have a Naki Radio already, this is what a Naki Radio looks like. There's a few different versions of it. But this is the one that we're raffling off. This is, I think they call it like the walnut or the chestnut or some kind of nut version. What color is this? Walnut, chestnut. I'm making up stuff. But this one, this Naki Radio, 2 of them tonight again, once again, really, really cool device. And that's going to be one of the prizes. And also, I brought it upstairs. But one of those yummy, plushable, snuggable things. It looks like a doggy with like it turns into a pillow. You guys know what I'm talking about. This thing over here. Okay. You don't understand. It's the most heavenest, most comfortable thing in the entire world. Sometimes I wear them when I'm freezing, and I don't care if it's a dog or a cow or any of them. It's just so comfy and so cute. And we have a mystery prize. Thank you to the Farhi family. And we're going to do 2 books of Living with Bitachon for children, which I have upstairs because I was reading them on Shabbos and they're so inspirational. Okay. Are we ready? Are we ready for our raffles? Okay. Go get those drummers. I see the incredible Zach eyes already and the Goldishes and everybody's like a lot of unhinged drumming going on there. Okay. So I'm going to share the wheel with you. Second. Let's open it up. Okay. First, we're going to do the books. We're going to do 2 books tonight. 2 books from Art Scroll. Here we go. First one. The Bugapolskis, sbugapolski@gmail.com. You are the first winner of Living with Bitachon for Kids. Second book of the night. Oh, I see the Bernays have it. Wow, look at that. Happy perm to you too. And the Islandbergs, islandberg.dl@gmail.com. You won the second book. All right, so happy for you. Okay, now the next one is going to be for the plushable blanket pillow doggy situation. And the winner is none other than the Yakubovs, Diana Yakubov at AOL.com. And the next winner is for the mystery prize. Mystery prize. And the winner is the Salzbergs, MC Salzberg at gmail.com. Mystery prize winner. Okay, and now for the first Naki Radio. The first Naki Radio is going to, look at you guys with the cat face. Did you go to a carnival? First one is the Spiras, Gila Fink at gmail.com. And their last winner of the night, last but not least, winner of the Naki Radio number 2 is I'm still wondering who you guys are, the gorilla and the bear. The Razwaskis, Yocheved Razwaski at gmail.com. I think it's so cool that like there's so many Jewish names that I never heard of before. Like sometimes people's names are like more typical last names, and then I hear a name like Razwaski, and that's such a cool name. Like I don't even know who you are, but it's like so cool that one day I'll meet you and I'll for sure remember, because I mean I hope, but I'll be like, yeah, you won a prize on the Tehillim Army. I never heard that name before, you know? Okay, everybody, thank you so much for being here. And remember, I'm going to be sending out reminders of the prakim that we're saying on Monday and on Tuesday and on Wednesday. And I want you to try your best to start, you know, around 6 o'clock. It's 6 o'clock. Let's say Tehillim. And I can't wait to hear your stories of how you said Tehillim at 6 o'clock. So I can't wait to hear about it. I'm sure I will, because I always hear such amazing, incredible stories from you guys. And we're going to do that on Monday. We'll do that on Tuesday, and we'll do that on Wednesday. And then on Hashem Thursday, we're going to be back on the Zoom, and we're going to share in such an incredible simcha of being here and celebrating a week of Tehillim Army. Now here at the beginning, and then again on Thursday at the end of the week. So I'm going to keep sending out those reminders, Hashem, so that we don't forget our duty, our mission to be part of the Tehillim Army. And this is what we do. We stop at 6 o'clock, whether it's going to be fun and games or it's literally just a Tehillim. We call it like Lishma. We're doing this because we know it's the right thing to do. So thank you all for being here. Thank you to our Tehillim readers. Thank you to Rabbi Paysach Krohn. Thank you to his grandchildren for being so quiet next to him the whole time. And everybody, remember, have an incredible rest of your day. I threw you in for a curveball there, but you are all incredible kids. Bye.